Let's start exploring dedicated assistive technology. If you've never used assistive technology before, it can be a very foreign experience. It's a totally different way, or at least it feels like a totally different way of interacting with a web page, for example. There are a lot of different types of assistive technology, and we already discussed the keyboard, but we're going to be focused on the screen reader in this module. Screen readers can feel complex, and at the risk of overthinking things, I want to step back and explore the fundamentals of how they work. As professionals, we need to understand exactly why things are happening so we can debug it when it goes wrong, or, better yet, prevent things from going wrong in the first place. A lot of times when someone starts up a screen reader or starts using the keyboard for the first time, they'll just start pressing buttons until they make something happen. Eventually, you can generally brute force your way through a web page, but you may never really understand what's going on. This is exactly what I did when I first started out, and it was overwhelming and frustrating. It's very easy to develop misconceptions and misunderstandings about how things work, and that can be pretty tough to correct. So if you've used a screen reader before, that's great. But let's set aside your experience and start back at square one. This will help us as we're preparing to start identifying issues and making interfaces work the way we think it should work. Our goal is to build an intuition on how to find solutions rather than exclusively working from a checklist. There are two main concepts that we're going to be talking about in this module. The first is focus order and the second is semantics. We talk about linearization in the keyboard module. You can drive the keyboard focus forwards and backwards with the tab key, but you can't directly place the focus somewhere without using a mouse. Therefore, there must be a focus order on the page for interactive elements. A screen reader works the same way, but it focuses through all the content of the page, not just interactive content. Screen readers generally come with tools to skip around through types of content, but there's always an order that must be followed. It's like reading a book, where there's a discrete start, finish, and order that you read in. But most interfaces are designed visually and are two-dimensional. Therefore, we need to be very careful with the way that a screen reader navigates linearly through the content to make sure it all makes sense. The second topic is semantics. The concept of semantics is sometimes dismissed in conversation. You probably most often hear the word in the phrase, "you're just arguing about semantics." For us, however, semantics is critically important to assistive technology. Think of all the information that you gain from a visual interface. No one is explicitly telling you that a button is a button or that a link is a link. It's through the information that you can gather based on visual context, including outlines and design, that you can assume what a control is. The screen reader is not able to assume things like that, and therefore we have to be very specific about what we intend to say about the controls that we put on the page. And for us, this is called semantics. Semantics is the study of meaning, and in our case, the application of meaning to the elements of an interface.